Good morning. It's Saturday morning. You know what that means? Not that. That. We're going to head up to Roxboro. Non-points race. Probably won't be a lot of cars, which means we'll be home early, even if we somehow manage to stumble, trip, and fall our way into the finals. We tried to go last week. We actually did go last week. Got to the racetrack, unloaded, got warmed up, and it started to drizzle. We sat in the drizzle for 2 hours, light enough that it didn't even show up on the radar. And then they pulled the plug. So I came home. So there it sits. We did go to Test and Tune Wednesday for Kaylin to make a couple of passes. She made a few passes, was happy with how things had went, and we came home. I'll put one right here. I made one rip. Things went well. And we gotta get on the road. See you in a bit. All right, amigos. This calls for a first time run. I'm not going to tell you what I think it'll run, but let's just say it's going to be quicker than it has been. So let's go up there and let's go do this thing. Alright, so they called us for a second time run. I had a little weight in the trunk. I just took it out. It wasn't much, so it probably isn't going to affect it any. But not a lot of cars here, so you can win the race and be home by 5 o'clock for supper. Like that. Good thing I got a fire jacket along. was no bueno. It felt really late. It was 51, so it was late, but it felt worse than that. I was 51, he was 14. I went 45 on a 42, ripping the hell out of it going around me. I went 49 on a 48. So we'll go give him more money and dial it up one. Now they're probably going to call us in a little bit. I gave him more money, bought back, so we'll just go up there this time and try not to suck. So that was kind of a fun round. So we got up there. We got all lined up. I walked over and looked, and he had a 738 on the window. There had only changed about 100 feet since our last pass, and I went 49 with a 5, so I figured it would probably go about the same. So I figured, all right, I'm going to put a 50 on it and know that I need to get rid of a little. Well, when he looked at the 50 I had on the window, he dialed up to a 43. Oh, all right. You're holding at least 4, maybe 5. So I'm going to be behind. And I was behind. I mean, he caught me before 3/4 track and put a wheel on me, and I thought, all right, but I still need to get rid of one, and you're in front. So I got to, I don't know, after the mile-an-hour cone, before I really gave him enough time to do anything about it, and I gave her one great big rip, killed a full mile an hour, dropped it dead 2. I figured as long as I could leave halfway decent with him holding 5, me holding 1, knowing I was holding 1 and needing to get rid of it, I could run him out the other end, and that's what I did. So we'll see what the air does when we go back up. We might, and who we're lined up with. If we get lined up with somebody that's dialed 560 or something crazy like that, we'll just have to put like, well, whatever the air does, either 49 or 50 on it, just leave her wide open out the back. Oh, we got past second round. All right, real quick, let's talk about this. The car's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty consistent. It's dialable now. But let's talk about that third round. Those are the rounds that piss me off. And it's not because the guy in the other lane did anything. There were no shenanigans or nothing like that. I mean, it was just because that was a 100% winnable round. All I need to do is be green. Green! If I'm green, I'm not over-revving the motor by like 400 RPM each gear, and it's probably going to go down there and go dead on. But because I drug each gear out longer, it picked up a number, and we broke out. Picked up a number over what it had been on it, and then we broke out. But at that point, the dial-in was right. I mean, it was gonna go dead on if I shift with the light. But I went red. I pushed the tree and went red. Pisses me off. But at the end of the day, it was beautiful outside. The car runs good. Nothing broke. You know, I didn't crash into anything on the trailer. And really, I don't have anything to complain about other than, you know, I went up there with a 100% winnable run. That's really hard to do. Yeah, we're probably going to edit that out. All right, so we'll. I have no idea what the plans. Farmington's racing next week. I don't know what the weather looks like. I don't know anything at this point. I know that I'm hungry. I want to go home and eat some leftover Chinese from last night. Probably put a fire in our cauldron and sit outside. So that's it. Talk to you later.
And one more thing. Oh, wait. I am getting another...
Well, hey there. It's Sunday. We're going to jump in here real quick and answer a question that I'm sure most of you have right now. That question is, what in the hell did he do to that car to make it a tenth quicker? Well, first of all, a little of it was the air. The air was about 1,000 foot better than we have been racing, but that doesn't... 1,000 foot does not equate to over a tenth. But this kind of does. So do you see it? Do you see the difference? Yeah, that right there. So I had everything on the shelf in the little building over there behind you. I had everything to put the Moroso kit on it. Get the water pump and the non-clutch flex fan off of the crank. The only thing I didn't have was a pulley or a alternator belt. It's an 8-rib system. All I could find was a 6-rib belt. It'll be fine. It's tight. It ain't slipping. It ain't going nowhere. So I figured it's looking more and more like I'm probably going to end up running this thing for the rest of the year, or if not, most of the rest of the year. I thought, you know, a little bit of time on a weekend afternoon, put that kit on there. Let's see how much quicker it'll go. Went a bunch quicker. So there's the answer to that question. I guess it's the answer to a couple of questions. How much ET is getting a flex fan and the water pump off of the crank? Probably not quite a tenth.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.